postcards from the island, we meet 5 island musicians who are taking the classical sound in all new directions. Come on in and meet the Atlantic String Machine.
We all kind of arrived on the island at different times. I moved with my husband and met up with our original bass player, Louis, and we talked about playing some chamber music together. And there wasn't anything already set up, so we, made these plans and put them on a shelf. And then Sean arrived, and he knew Louis, and so the 3 of us got together and said we really should do something. And then I played in the pit here at the Charlottetown Festival, actually, with Karen. And then Karen said she was moving to PEI. And then Sean and Louis knew Jeffrey from Moncton. And we decided to start this group in that fabulous winter of 2015, where we all remember the 18 feet of snow. And every time, Jeffrey at that point was living in Moncton, and every time we tried to have a rehearsal, the bridge got shut down or the buses wouldn't go.
I had come out of doing a university music degree, and I was teaching in Moncton, but playing was always like the sort of scary thing that I'd never really felt like I had gotten into. So we started playing, and the first few concerts I'm sure were hilarious. But then we played more and more, and then, yeah, just sort of developed as a musician through this group.
I think the first time we played together in Louis' living room, I know I looked at things and went, oh my gosh, this is cool.
How
has being here impacted the music that you choose and the music that you perform?
That's one of the things that makes us unique, is that we have, out of the 5 of us who are normally here, we have 4 arrangers, so we can write music and customize it to us.
How do you decide who does the arrangements?
Rock, paper, scissors.
For real?
Sometimes.
That's hilarious. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like people bring things in that they want to do. Like the Schroer piece we played was one of Adam's arrangements, and he brought it in and said, here, I have this great piece, and we're like, wow.
I think the first time we played Schroer Off the Island was in Ontario at a folk festival, which is a funny thing for some of us to be doing in the first place, is playing fiddle music at a folk festival. And then we did it in Ontario, and it was wild to see this piece of music that, you know, island audiences loved and they connected to, but then we took it to a different audience and they just had a totally different personal connection to it. And I think that's the thing that I notice most when we play Off the Island, is just the way that our music relates to different people is unique and personal in that own way.
I'm thinking of one highlight early on when we did a concert at the Haviland Club, and we did, because my dad loves The Devil Went Down to Georgia, so we did an arrangement of it with the spoken part instead of the singing for my dad. And Cam, my husband Cam, was doing the narration. And it was very spooky. We turned all the lights down.
That was fun.
Kind of creepy. And doing the Rose Cousins video here too is coming to mind. That was really special. We were recording on stage.
That was beautiful.
I do think that sense of the smallness of where we live, and it's far to get somewhere. Well, I remember from when I was gigging in Toronto, you play in a quartet here, and then you have a trio over there, and then you drive to that town to do that orchestra thing, and you're so spread apart. But here we're in a very concentrated community, and there's not a lot of other classical players that do what we do, so we have a really strong group.
There's an element of isolation, I like that, of staying on the island. In a way, I think the island has kept us together.
Yeah?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we can't get off of it.